Good morning. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and we are here to talk about Facebook and Google Ads. Before we dive into that, I do want to let you know we are a kind of a full suite of real estate marketing for realtors. And with that, if you have listings, great. We've got a bunch of automated tools to help you get buyer leads with those, help you get listing leads with your current listing. We have 80 PDF guides in the system. Those PDF guides are branded to you on every page. 40 of them are for buyers, 40 of them for sellers. We have multiple ways of getting people to get those PDF guides, but they're going to have to give you contact information to get that, right? We have social media content over here on the left that you can set up. This is a set and forget area. You connect your social media accounts. You tell us how often you want us to post, and then you just decide which topics you want. Then we have landing pages, and landing pages these are important. Probably the most important one is what is your home worth? But we also have landing pages for new construction, for down payer assistance. You can create unlimited landing pages here for avoid foreclosure or expireds or for FSBOs, right? And then once you created landing pages, you can use our e-flyers or our print flyers, or you can use our ad software to run ads. So we've got landing pages, we've got PDF guides over here, and then we have listings, right? And so if you're running ads on listings that are early stage, it's going to be designed to get buyers. And if you're running ads on listings that are later stage, like pending or under contract or sold, those ads are going to be written to get sellers, right? Home valuation ads. So that's the high level about listings to lead. When we click on the ad page over here, you're going to see that I have two buttons, and we'll wait for us to get there, that we're going to have the ability to run ads on Facebook. And for some reason, it's taking forever to get there. We're going to have also the ability to run ads on Google. The Google ad software is a $30 a month add-on. Okay. Facebook comes with a platform. And let's just click in the button here and just real quickly, you can run listing ads, you can run landing page ads, and you can run PDF guide ads. And if you really know what you're doing with Facebook, you could do custom ads as well. Okay. And that all comes with the system. We're going to drive through. I'm going to show you examples of that in just a couple of minutes. If you are using our Google software, you can run an IDX ad. So if somebody's looking for homes for sale in your town, that ad could show up and it could point to your property search page. I really don't recommend doing that unless you've got a really powerful website that can convert traffic, but definitely running landing page ads or running PDF guides for sellers is a really smart way to go. Definitely don't mess with custom ads on Google unless you really understand Google. And let me tell you, Google's a bear. So you need to know what you're doing before you do that. On the short note, or one thing I want you to understand is the Facebook software comes with the platform, right? And you should definitely be optimizing that and running ads every week. The Google ads, as I mentioned, that costs an additional $30 to have access to the software. If you are an agent that wants listings, then I would definitely recommend taking that upgrade and running ads on Google. That's just it. Some of the highest quality listing leads come from Google. More often than not, they're higher quality than the Facebook leads. They are also more expensive leads. We'll dive into the cost of leads in a bit. Before we start tearing off here, I want to share with you a couple of things. We have a YouTube channel, and I'll send this to everybody right now. And I'll tell you why. Like, I have an email. People email me. I always send them a link to this, and I tell them to watch the top 3. Get started. Watch Facebook and Google ads, which we're actually doing live here now, and watch top tools for more listings. Now, some of the ads that we're going to do here are designed to get listings, right? So I tell people anytime I talk to them, here's a link, go check this out. And I just tell them by the way, I just sent the link to all of you to this page right here. And I'm going to tell you what I've been telling people this year, because last Christmas, it got quiet around here. But boy, the people, when the new year ticked over, People are very serious about their business. And maybe because things have changed in the market, they've survived high interest rates, and now they need to really build their business. And I'm going to tell you what I tell all of them. Whenever you find this page, watch the top 10 the top 10 videos here. If you watch the top 10 videos, you're going to see our platform so much, you're going to know what this thing does. And this can really grow your business. This is our mastermind group. If you're a client, please ask the support team to get you in the mastermind group. And I'm going to show you something that just came in. This is actually a client. This is an agent from an office that I sold. This guy's name is Dustin Fox. I sold this office, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. They're over in like the Maryland area, south of DC. And that young guy right there had been an agent for 2 years. They were 300 agents deep when I sold them. They are now 600 agents. And he is in the top 5 percentile of all the agents in that office. And there's even a recorded class with him here. And he wanted to jump on to tell us, hey, the reason I want to be on this call for your clients is to let them know that I was a rookie and I went from 5 to 20 million in 2 years. And 80% of my business comes from your page, from your system, listings to leads, right? And I was blown away in that call. And I asked him, how much time do you put in our platform to grow your business 3x? Not 10 or 20%, 3 times. And he said, oh, I do 2 hours a week. He said, I put my daughter in her ballet class, and then I come over to next door to the Starbucks, and I work in listings to leads. And that's how this guy has gone from a rookie to writing his own books and being a top sales agent in his real estate office. So part of what he does is definitely create ads on Facebook. So let's talk about that. I mentioned it before, but let's actually go in and see the mechanics. If you want buyer leads, the best way to get buyer leads is to market a home that's coming soon for sale or just listed. And we can create lead ads. Leave it on lead ads. This means that the leads that are coming to you are pre-populated from the Facebook profile by whoever clicks on the ad. That means that they don't have to write in their name and email and phone number. Facebook just pushes it in the page. Okay. And to get an ad out, you just click publish. Now, I don't know if you've ever written an ad on Facebook, but it's definitely more difficult than that. And there are thousands and thousands, probably tens of thousands of agents who have run ads on Facebook and never had any really good results. And it's a lot to do with the fact that it's a really complicated system on Facebook and you need to know what to do. Now, we know what you need to do by what buttons you're clicking. If you say, I want to run an ad on a property that's for sale, we know what tool you need. We know if it's for sold, we know what you need. And we know if you're doing different kinds of ads, what buttons you should be checking. And we have already checked them automatically in the background. That's why it's so easy. Click on the property, click publish. I want to point out that if you're a client, you might have received a marketing message yesterday from us saying that one of our clients marketed a just listed home, just like we're doing right here. And she ran a $35 ad because we put a $35 budget right there, right? In 7 days, she was getting buyer leads for 67 cents each. So if you divide 35 by 67 cents, that's a lot of leads. That's nearly 50 leads that she got from one ad with name, email, and phone number from people that were interested in the property she's selling. Okay. That's some good numbers. That's a really high numbers that I've seen. It might have something to do with where she is and also that it's winter. In the winter, a lot of your competition is just taking it out. And so the cost of leads goes down because there's not so many people competing with you. So I want to also show you something else. You see this image here. This is a kind of the way that we present things. Sometimes it's a single image and you can decide on your profile what you want that to look like. But if you go here to change image and video, you can upload a video. If you're somebody who invests in videographer, you can do that. You can also say, hey, I want a carousel ad. Do you know what a carousel ad is? A carousel ad is let me show you. You choose up to 5 photos and you click insert. And now look at the ad. It's different. It's got a picture. It's got multiple pictures. Okay. And that is what a carousel ad is. I guess I missed the front of the house, but you get how it works. This is a much more powerful ad because if people are interested in property, they can see some detail in the home. They might respond to that more. Also, if you have a video, you can upload it right in the same area. I mentioned it earlier, but there's an upload button on the top left. So if the video is on your phone, on your computer, you can upload it right here. Okay. So carousel ads are really great. I definitely recommend that you use them. And you just click publish. Okay. So that's a property that's for sale. And I also want to remind you that if you want listing leads, you absolutely want to run ads on your homes that have been sold. Okay. And I also want to say this, like anytime a home is sold, we're going to leave it on lead ads because we like pre-populated name, email, phone number. Anytime you sell a home, you should, if you want more listings, you should run ads and market that home. Okay. Here's how you do it. You just click, hey, this home is in Folsom, 15-mile radius, publish. Okay. And now these leads, notice it's a $50 ad. And it's also, because it's sold, these are listing leads. So Facebook charges you a different amount of money, right? They actually charge around $6 to $7 per lead on this. How much money do you suggest for the ads? So these, I recommend our default settings, but let me explain this to all of you. Let's go through the 3 kinds of ads first before we talk about a total budget. Oh, for sold. So definitely it's sold. I recommend $50. That's our default setting. It's sold. So if they're charging $7 a lead, which is the average, you're going to get about 7 leads with name, email, and phone number who want their home values. Right. And so definitely this is how you would do it. I want to come back to this. Let's do another ad that gets you listings. And that would be a property valuation page, right? And so you want to create a landing page. I showed you where you could do that earlier. And let's do a landing page. And you want to create property valuation plus pages for every town that is important to you. Orinda is right over by me. Let's do that. And I'm going to create an ad. And so you should have, you've probably got 4 or 5, if not 10 or more farm markets. This is how you run ads on those. Now, I want to point out that this is a $50 ad by default. And this kind of ad with like a landing page behind it is one of the most common ads run by agents. They've been doing it for around 10 years, not just because of our company. Bold Leads has those. Boomtown has these. Prime Sellers used to be a company that existed. So agents are familiar with a landing page and writing it on Facebook. But about 5 years ago, agents realized, boy, that's not working so well for me anymore. And that is because the rules on Facebook have changed. They got smacked around by HUD and you cannot target anymore. Okay. So what does that mean? You notice that this is saying Orinda. Your Orinda, that's the Orinda Theater. It's this really old kind of almost deco movie theater. You can see movies there, right? So let's type in Orinda and let's see why that might not work. If I click publish, it's going to do Orinda and a 15-mile radius, right? And what does that mean? Orinda, you don't know. It's a small town, 20,000 people. Really nice area, though. Great homes, great schools. You definitely want to have business in that area if you're a realtor, right? Orinda's right next to where I live. And I live over here in Lafayette. And here's Orinda right here. And I can back out a little bit more. Almost everything you can see, no, that's too far out. Everything you can see on this map and more is a 15-mile radius. Okay. All these people on this map right now are all going to see this ad that's talking about Orinda. That's one of the big reasons why that does not work. Okay. So I want to really warn you about that. Now, sometimes you can lob it out there and you're going to get leads that way, but I don't recommend that you do that. I recommend that you create a custom audience. And this is for people, this is advanced what I'm going to talk about right now. If you are a real estate agent and you're going to be in this industry for a while and you want to use Facebook to get listing leads, you need to create a custom audience and click this button, and you can call it Orinda Homeowners. And you can upload that list, has to be at least 1,000 leads long. You would get a list like that from companies like ListSource. They do it pretty inexpensively. Your title partners might be able to help you. Remind.com sells this list, RedX, I think a couple of other companies. And that's really, I recommend that you do that. That is if you are an agent that wants to build out a farm, right? So you get that list from wherever you got it, and you don't skip this step. You see this use this format? Your spreadsheet needs to look like this. Now, when you buy that list from wherever you get it, I'm almost 100% sure it's going to have 20 columns of data, like address and this and that and years sold or whatever. You need to strip all that data out. It has to have those 4 column headers, just like it's spelled right there. And it has to look like that. And then you upload it here and you import it, and it will import directly to your Facebook ad account. I forgot to mention, but the first step of running Facebook ads, there's going to be a big button here that says connect to your Facebook. When you click it, it takes you to Facebook and it says, is this you, Joe? And you say yes. And the second page will be, what business page do you want? And that's why when you're running ads, it will be sponsored by your business page, which is awesome for your branding. And it will be charging your credit card on Facebook. I want to point out, we are not taking any percentage of your budget. There are a lot of great companies out there that will give you similar kind of ad functionality, but they're taking 30% of your money, or they're just charging a straight $50 fee for every ad that you run. We're not doing that. If I created a custom audience for Orinda and I bought that list from ListSource because I know that these are people with 5 years equity or something like that. Now, when I create my ad, maybe it's just, I just sold a home in Orinda. I don't want to type Orinda up here. I want to say retarget, and I don't have a custom audience for Orinda, but this is what, if I had one that was said Orinda Homeowners, it would look just like this blue box. And that ad would target those people on that list for 7 days. Okay. If you are building a business that's going to be centered with having more listings, I really recommend you go through that step of creating custom audiences for your key farm market. So we talked about ways to get buyer leads with Facebook and also ways to get seller leads, but I want to show you something that not many people know about. And this is still on Facebook. We haven't even talked about Google yet. Don't worry about that. We'll get there. So when we run that home value, remember that Orinda ad, those leads, because they're so popular, those leads cost around $15 each. So if you run a $50 ad, you're going to get about 3 leads and you'll have $5 left over at the end of the day, right? That's what that means. And you remember how I said, hey, run a sold ad. And if you had a property in Orinda, I would definitely target those people who are living in Orinda, right? But what happens when you run a pending ad or under contract? Just like every other ad we've looked at, we pre-write the ad, right? It's right here. And it says this home is pending, right? And yeah, it's going to target, yes, Jocelyn, this is recorded. No, you will find the recording on this page, which I sent to everybody on this call. This is our YouTube channel. This call will be right here. I won't be emailing it out to anybody. It'll also be in our mastermind group. So hopefully you're in our mastermind group and it'll be there too. Let's see here. Okay. Where was I? Sorry. Talking about ads, talking about pending ads. So I don't know if you, let me repeat. If you run an ad on a home that's for sale, buyer leads cost about $3 each with name, email, and phone number. You run an ad on Facebook for a home that's sold, seller leads cost $7 each. If you run an ad on a landing page, like what is your home worth, those leads cost $15 each. But notice that this ad here for a home that's pending, it says it's expected to close soon, and that's going to affect your home value. Click here to get your free home value. You want to guess how much these leads cost? They on average cost around $2.50. Okay. So if you ran an ad that gets you leads for $2.50 with name, email, and phone number of homeowners that want their home value, with a $50 ad like that, you're going to wind up with about 20 leads, 20 instead of 3, right? Now it's a different message. So you might want to customize it. You might want to say, this home is pending. And you might say, we got 8 offers, right? And you probably can't talk about the pricing, but after it's sold, you could say sold 10K above asking. And in pre-interest rate hikes, you could say sold in 48 hours. I don't know if you can do that, but I think if you can sell in a couple of weeks, that's an incentive for me to reach out to you and get a home value because you know what you're doing. So do that, right? Put those in there, customize it. And instead of using that 15-mile radius, which you now know doesn't work, use your custom audience. Okay. What I really want you to know is that when you run an ad on a pending property, it's going to get you some of the cheapest seller leads from Facebook. So does everybody understand the cost of running ads on Facebook? Here's a question. So there has to be 1,000 homes in the custom audience. It is possible to target a subdivision. That list has to be 1,000 homes. So let me show you something to speak to that. I live in Lafayette, which is right next door to Orinda. And right over here is Release Valley. Okay. And these homes are awesome. And you want to definitely have business right there. But I don't even know if there's 1,000 people there, right? Yeah, there might be 1,000 people, but there might be. But let's just say there's 500, because I've talked to a lot of people who have developments of 250 homes. Add some people from these adjacent neighborhoods to get that list to 1,000. If it's not 1,000 people deep, you'll be able to upload it, but Facebook won't allow you to use it. So that's really the thing there. Okay. Any more questions about Facebook advertising? I want to remind you, I'm going to do one more deal here. I'm going to run one more ad. And I'm going to do that on a property that is, let's just do an open house ad. Let's say, I don't see any questions, but I see some raised hands. So what's the problem here? Give me a second, everybody. We're going to talk about Google next. Oh no, we have one more thing to talk about, Facebook. So let's talk about that. So I don't know if you all know that you have 80 PDF guides, 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. Okay. And they are branded on every page to you, right? They have your color scheme. They have your logo. They have your picture on every one of these things. Okay. So there's a lot of opportunities if you don't have listings to get stuff out that's going to be of value to homeowners, right? That's just how it is. And let's say 5 dangers of overpricing. Maybe that is relevant in your market, that you could literally overprice your home when you're on the market. If you click market here, you can run an ad on Facebook. You can do a social media post. You can do flyers and print flyers and postcards. All these things, all going to capture leads. But we're just talking about Facebook and Google today. So let's click Facebook. Let's leave it on lead ad so that we get those pre-populated name, email, and phone number, and click create. Now here, we don't have to worry so much about that custom audience, because now I can say Orinda and everybody in Orinda will see it, but also the other places. But this isn't really like geographic. It's not city specific, right? So you can do this, but if Orinda was really like, let's say you owned a house in Orinda and you want to be the realtor, I would definitely keep running ads to that target audience over and over. I had a question here from Sam, which is, if we run an ad, do the leads stay on Facebook or do they go to us? So they actually, every lead, wherever you run, whatever you do with our platform, every lead gets emailed to you, to the email on your profile. And if you go down to your profile and click on CRM integration, we will also drop the lead in your CRM. Okay. And if you got a drip campaign, right on, right? Because not everybody's going to convert in 24 hours. We also have our own drip campaign over here under follow-ups, which I definitely recommend that you use. But this is how you can run PDF guidance. So let me tell you, remember how I said a buyer lead is $30 and a landing page ad is $15? These leads can often cost $12 each. Okay. And I'm sorry, $10 to $12 each. So if I run a $50 ad, which that's what we're doing here for 7 days, and they're charging $10 per lead, divide 10 into 50, you're going to get 5 leads of name, email, and phone number of people who they have to give you the information before they can download, and they can download it immediately. Okay. Why do the PDF guides get accepted by Facebook with a location? Okay. So here's a question from Shelly. Why do the PDF guide ads get accepted by Facebook with a location and the listings don't? Both ads, all ads, you can type in a location like I have done just here, right? And what that's telling Facebook is point it to everybody that lives in Orinda, plus anybody that lives within 15 miles of Orinda, right? So it doesn't matter because and that's just what it's going to do. If I wanted to do, and I'll go back and do it one more time. Let's see here. If I wanted to do an Orinda specific landing page and talk about Orinda home sales and how you need to get your home value, a 15-mile radius is shooting me in the foot. Okay. Because as I showed you in the actual map of the Bay Area, if I run a 15-mile radius, everybody on this map that you see in all these adjacent towns, they're going to see this ad. But I really just want to talk about Orinda home values, right? Because I actually have a landing page that I created in this account called, let me do something real quick. I never do this, but it is pretty cool. So I'm going to type in Orinda. There's no zip code here. Let me show you. Let's see if there's a zip code here. It's a zip code. Let me see if I can find the zip code real quick because our system does something unique when you pop in the zip code. So what is a zip code? Let me just put in Orinda here. If you drop in a zip code, and I'm not in Orinda, watch what happens. We have this connection to some company, and I think it's Onboard Infometrics. And now they're going to say, hey, 13 homes sold in Orinda in December. And the highest price was right there. This affects your home value. Click here to get it, right? Now, here is the thing, what you were asking there, Shelly. I could type in Orinda, and it's going to hit all kinds of people who don't live in Orinda. That's why I'm telling you, they'll still do it. Facebook will take your money. They're happy to take your money. You're just not going to get a lot of great leads. Does that make sense? And that's why I'm saying get a custom audience and call it Orinda homeowner, right? And so instead of hitting a 15-mile radius of Orinda, you're just hitting a list of people that own homes in Orinda that have had more than 5 years equity, whatever you decide the parameters of. I hope that explains it. What if they type in bogus contact info? Is there a way to kick it out or dispute the lead? No, there isn't. And so when the ad shows up, and I've said this before, Vern, the lead is pre-populated with their phone number and name and email from their profile. So nobody's typing anything in. Okay. This is only with Facebook lead forms, which is the default setting. So people can, however, go in and change it. Not too many people do that. The majority, like 70 to 80% of these leads have the actual name, phone number, and email. So they can go in and click it and change it, but most people don't. Now, I have another question. With the PDF guide ad you just mentioned, they have to give their name and phone number, but so no, I'm answering the same question. So just so we're all, how can we get the name and number, email they have registered with Facebook? That's what I'm saying, everybody. Let's all take a little cup of coffee and focus on this screen. It doesn't matter what kind of ad you run on Facebook. It doesn't matter. All 4 of these options, whatever you decide to do, let's just do one. I'm going to do one on new construction. Leave it on lead ads. Okay. That's the default setting. Leave it right on lead ads. Don't touch anything. Click create ad. When this ad shows up on Facebook, there will be a button on it that says learn more. Okay. All you got to do to make this thing work is either type in a location up here, because this is not city specific. So I could type in Orinda, and I'm going to type in Orinda and 15 miles because I'm happy to drive 15 miles for business, and click publish. And that's going to pop an ad out that looks like this. And when they click on it, this window pops up and it has their name, email, and phone number pre-populated from their profiles. Nobody has to type anything in. Does everybody understand that? That's why this software is so popular with our clients. No, Sandy, there's no way to exclude people who have other real estate agents. Facebook is not going to allow you to target people like that. Yeah. And David's saying, hey, the name and email may not be correct. If they changed it after, that's true. It may not be correct. I'm telling you, David, and I'm telling everybody else, we have a lot of feedback from thousands of agents running ads on our platform every day. And it sounds like 70 to 80% of these leads have the accurate stuff. Because here's the thing. If you don't have an accurate phone number and email in your account on Facebook and you get locked out, you're probably not going to get back in. And that's why people tend to keep their phone number and email updated. Okay. Any more questions about Facebook? No. Okay. Can we show how to create a custom audience? Yes. First of all, to create a custom audience, great companies like Remind and this company here, ListSource. I hear ListSource is actually very affordable. If you go buy something from them, let us know what it costs to get that list in the mastermind group. Right. And I'm going to share something with you that we have not mentioned. If you buy that list, try to get with email addresses, and then go over here to the ads page and click create audience. If this is not here, it's because there's a yellow bar. You see this green button here that says sync now. That means it's synced to Facebook. There will be a yellow bar that says accept custom audience terms. Click that link and you'll land on Facebook with this hideous page with all these terms and conditions. On the very top, it says accept. Click accept. And then refresh this page. And that link, that page, that yellow message will now say activate retargeting. And that's what we're doing. We're targeting people on a list. Okay. And so once you've done that, this blue button will appear. And then you click the blue button and you follow the instructions. The list needs to be 1,000 leads deep. It needs to look like this. The spreadsheet needs to look exactly like this. Okay. And then you import it, or you upload it and you import it, and it will live in your Facebook audience. It'll live in your Facebook account. Even if you stop working with us, it's going to live in your Facebook ad manager. Yeah. So Vern's asking, what's the parameters when getting a list? My recommendation, and there are companies out there, I think Remind actually scores the list. I don't really have a lot of value for companies scoring deals. I'm sure they got all kinds of algorithms and fun things to tell you that they're worth more. Just get a list of everybody that's owned a home for more than 5 years. That's what I would get, right? In your area, and make sure it's 1,000 leads deep. Okay. Joe, when posting a just listed ad, will that change to open house once the open house? No. So when you create a just listed ad, it's almost like a static image, right? It's like a static image. It's a static ad. It doesn't dynamically change in the background. You will just need to go and run another ad. You can cancel. Notice that I've got active ads right here. If you run it and it's 7 days and now it's Wednesday and you're like, you know what, I'm going to run an open house ad right now. Just click here and turn it off. Turn off the current ad and then run your new one on the open house. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything. If you got more questions about Facebook, please put them in. Let's see here. Assuming people are moving all the time, how often should I renew? Okay, so here's a good question. If people are moving all the time, how often should I renew that? How often should I refresh my list? I'd probably, the average length of a homeowner is 7 years, home ownership. So yes, so maybe every 5 years you refresh your database lists, right? It could be more frequent, but I got a question here. Can I run different ads at the same time? No. But as you can see, it's not too difficult to run an ad. It probably takes you, I don't know, how long is it taking me to click here when I'm not yammering on here? Create ad. It takes you maybe 30 seconds to run one ad. There is a place where you can turn on automated ads. I'll show you that in a minute. One thing I forgot to mention is, and this is for people if you live in an area where it's like a second home area, or maybe people move. Like for instance, people moved to Florida. That's been a big story for a couple of years. If you had a home for sale in Florida, and you know that people like to get out of the winter, you could type in Chicago. And now this ad will show up in Chicago as well. Okay. I have clients in Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe is up in the northern part of California. Beautiful homes, great skiing. And you know what? We've got this city over here by me called San Jose, which is really around the center of Silicon Valley. And you can say, hey, I want everybody that lives down there to see my ski lodge that I have for sale. So I'm not targeting the people that live right around me. I can target people in other states. Texas, people in Texas do the same thing. Target people that live in California. So why not run two ads at the same time? I don't know, Sam. You can do it one after another. And I definitely recommend that. I guess maybe I didn't understand that. What I thought you were asking is, can I click one button and run 5 ads at one time? And that you cannot do because you got to do different things, right? But yeah, I definitely recommend for a rookie agent and not for experienced people with business. A rookie agent should probably be running 2 ads a week for $25 each. Change the budget, shorten the length of the ad. That would be $200 a month. And why would I tell a rookie agent to do that? Let me jump into a live account to talk about that. If you're a new agent, who knows you're a real estate agent, right? Even if you've been in the business for 1 to 2 years, who actually knows, aside from your friends and family, that you are a real estate agent, right? You've got a business card. You might have a website. How many people hit that website every month? Maybe 200 if you're lucky, maybe. And that's true for even the most seasoned agents. They don't really get a lot of traffic to their website. Now, when you run ads, this is an actual live account for a Keller Williams team in North and South Carolina. They have an expansion team. So they have agents in multiple offices. The agents don't even log in. There's one of their marketing guys gets their listings and run ads on Facebook. And I'm going to give you a glance at what the heck is going on. This account was launched in Halloween of 2022. So that's almost 16 months ago. And they've been running ads for about $100 each on their properties. Sometimes $200, lately $85. 590 ads. They spent $57,000. They have 16,000 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number. They're very happy about this solution. Okay. Now I want to point out a couple things. Cost per lead here is $6. Cost per lead here is $3, $3.70, $3.07. Why on earth is this not the same number? And that's why I'm telling you things in averages, because even in the same market, in the same town, the lead can cost different. Okay. But here's why I tell rookies to get involved with Facebook. For that money, their business pages have been seen in North and South Carolina over 3.5 million times. Where are you in your offices being seen 3.5 million times in the course of 15 months? Where are you as an agent letting people know that you are an agent? And let me tell you, if you spend $200 a month on Facebook ads alone, your business page sponsored by you, Rockstar Realtor on Facebook, will be seen probably at least 10,000 times every month. Yes, you're going to capture leads. You're going to capture buyer leads or seller leads, but depending on what your ads you're running. But building your brand on Facebook, I don't know of a better way unless you can spend money on TV ads or you got time to walk around with a sandwich board, because nobody's going to know you're a realtor. That's just how it is, except for the few people that you meet. You're sitting on somebody's open house. That's why Facebook is super, super powerful. You're going to capture leads and you're going to build your brand. So let's talk about Google. Facebook is awesome. Number 3 website in the country. 70% of Americans spend 40 minutes every day looking at what their friends are eating and looking at their pets and looking at whatever goofy stuff they're following on Facebook. They're driving their car looking at Facebook. They're in a meeting, they're in line at Starbucks looking at Facebook. Some of you might be looking at Facebook right now while I'm yammering on it here, right? But when we have questions, when we need something, if I need to buy a new car, if I've got my hair is falling out, or where's a good place to get a steak in town, or how do I sell my home? Percent of all people on the internet go to google.com. It's the number one website in the United States, and I think also in the world. 86%. Now, this is a more expensive place to compete. Okay. And let me tell you the truth. I would not come here looking for buyer leads. I would come here using landing pages to get seller leads or any of those 40 PDF guides to get seller leads. So let's go do the Orinda one more time. Why would I do that if I'm running an ad on Facebook? Because Facebook is the number 3 website in the country. The number 1 website where everybody asks questions is Google. So if I click create an ad, and I think actually Google has better targeting. Let's see. Yeah. So if they've been in this town and I type in Orinda, it's just going to target people in Orinda, not the 50-mile radius. If you want, you don't have to do this. You can click view link and see where are we pointing them to. Oh, we're pointing them to the landing page that we created. The ad is going to look like this, right? You see this Orinda home value, free home value, right? That is corresponding to these ads. These sponsored ads right here are people paying in my neighborhood, in my zip code for those keywords. How do I sell my home? So if somebody types in a word like that, how can I compete? Use our Google software. Use our landing page. Run a $50 a daily budget. These leads cost more. In Dallas, Texas, one lead from an ad like this, driving to that kind of landing page, costs $30 each. Okay. So if you got a $50 a day budget, that's one lead a day. It's a 7-day ad. So you have exposure of $350. Western Pennsylvania, Reading, Pennsylvania. These leads cost $22 each. Okay. And if you are in Utah, I think these leads even get as low as $17. And there's probably places where they're cheaper. If you live in Manhattan, New York, they're probably more expensive. It's what's driving this is competition. Are there other realtors like you running ads? Right. I don't know if any of you are in Canada. We got a lot of clients in Canada and in Vancouver on the West Coast up in British Columbia. These leads cost $200 to $300 each. Can you imagine that? If you're a single agent, you don't compete on Google. You compete on Facebook until you make enough money to compete on Google. Why would they be spending $200 to $300? Canada has a little bit different immigration and property ownership, although it is changing in Canada. But a lot of people come from other countries with a lot of cash and they are ready to buy a home like that. So if you can get them as a lead, you're going to make money super quick. So those leads, and there are big teams in Vancouver, they know that story. They know how to close those people and they run these ads on Google, right? I'm not telling you, especially you new agents, to do that. I'm clicking on advanced options just for your education, not because you need to do this in practice. You remember those keywords that I typed in, how do I sell my home? We have all kinds of keywords automatically put in here. Okay. So if they type in any variation of these words, this ad is likely to pop up. Now, if you go do this yourself in Google, you don't have to use our software. I would definitely recommend using our tools though to drive traffic to. These are called headlines. You actually have to write multiple headlines or Google won't make the thing active. This is called a description. You have to write different descriptions as well. So if you don't know how to write those, that's a good reason why you should just be using our Google software because we do it automatically. Now it's just a question of, hey, do I want to run a landing page ad or do I want to run a PDF guide ad for homeowners? Here's an interesting one. So remember how I said, oh no, I don't want to landing page. I want to run a PDF guide. You remember how I said, what's the average length of ownership of a home in the United States? I don't know. I don't know if I asked, but it's 7 years. So that's how long people actually own their homes on average in the United States. But do you know how long the average marriage is in the United States? I think it's 7 or 8 years, right? So that means that somewhere in your market, somebody might be thinking about getting a divorce, right? And if they type in any of these words, including the word divorce, like divorce attorney, on Google, you might have the ability to have this pop up because they weren't thinking of divorce in real estate. They were thinking of divorce attorney or how do I get a divorce or whatever, right? And now you've got something that will be like, oh my God, you know what? I own a home. What am I going to do? Drive them to this landing page and it's going to tell you, download this free guide. Just give us your contact information. Okay. So that's how the kinds of things you can do on Google. I don't know the cost of running PDF guide ads on Google. I don't know the cost of those leads. What's the average cost per lead listed somewhere? Vern, I don't understand that question. So money only comes out of Google budget when the lead, yes, when you get the lead, that's when they charge you. Yeah. Yeah. So there was that question earlier. I'm going to go over here. I'm not really going to recommend this to you unless you're an agent with a lot of listings and a lot of money, a lot of budget. And if I go to settings under listings, it says ads right here. And you could turn this on and say, hey, I want a 500 monthly budget. So spend maximum $500 a month and run ads on whatever statuses I'm saying. Maybe not coming soon. I only want you to run ads on my properties that are just listed or open house and when they're pending or sold. Okay. And you could save that and we would just start auto running ads and you wouldn't have to do any of the things on Facebook I just showed you. We would just do it. Now, for a $500 budget a month, your business pages will probably be seen 20 to 30,000 times, if not more. Okay. You're not even having to log in and run ads. And you're going to get a mixture of buyer and seller leads. And I don't know the costs because we don't know if you have all your properties are sold this week, those leads are going to cost more and you got to figure that out. But you're definitely going to end up, if you spend $500, at least 200 to 300 leads, maybe more. But that's, again, if you have a bunch of listings and you have no time to do that. Otherwise, I would tell you get in and use some of the other marketing tools and do that. So does everybody understand the Google story? And I want to repeat myself. I really don't recommend you running ads on Google for buyer leads. And let me give you a story of where if I would even suggest it. I'm sure many of you have heard of Boomtown. Boomtown is a really pricey, expensive website. And there's one thing I like about it. 1 out of 10 people who land on that site register and become a lead, right? Now it's super pricey, so I actually don't recommend it. But if you have Boomtown, or other websites like that can convert traffic, you might want to run an ad, which is an IDX ad. Okay. And so type in the location, right? And we like Orinda, so let's keep going down that path and create ad. And let's go look and see what happens. And it gives you some really basic ad. You need to paste in the link to your website. Now, it doesn't have to be a Boomtown site. I think Real Geeks converts leads. I think there's just a lot of websites that if I click on 3 or 4 properties or 5, you're going to force me to register. That, if you have that functionality on your website, then you might want to do that. I actually don't think that's going to be a great use of your time. If you remember in the beginning, I mentioned that running an ad on a property that is for sale or open house, those get $3 leads. Actually, this week we have ladies getting 67-cent buyer leads from running a just listed ad, just like I'm doing right now. Okay. She spent $35, divide 67 into 35, and she's got a ton of leads. So I don't think for the money, you're going to beat Facebook. there might be a question of the quality, right? Because people went to Google looking for something. On Facebook, they were looking at what their friends are eating, right? And then you said, hey, I got a home for sale. Like, oh yeah, I want a home. But they weren't going there looking for an answer and you supplied it, right? So that's why the cost of the lead is different. It says with advanced options, I don't have the ad headline. It is automatically done. Advanced options. There, I don't, I'm not, it depends on what you are up to. You won't always see the same things headline just listed. So just listed here is in advanced options, and that's this here. It's even though it's called the headline, it's actually underneath the graphic. If it's not there, it's probably, I'm not sure why. I don't know. What kind of ad are you looking at, Janarda? What is it that you're looking at? If you're looking at Google, where this is, then there is no headline. So that might be the reason why. Headlines only occur on Facebook. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions, everyone? We got about 5 more minutes. I'm happy to answer questions on any topic. And of course, if you want to talk about Facebook and Google, happy to do that too. Will it auto-populate? Yes. The headline will auto-populate if you're on Facebook. Yes, correct. So you don't need to worry about that. And that's why using our default settings, I can't stress it enough. Okay. Facebook's been around a long time. And when that ad platform was launched, we quickly made it available to our clients because it was powerful because people were there. But it's complicated on Facebook. And what we have done here is made it incredibly easy and cost effective to get either buyer leads or seller leads, right? Now, here's an open house ad. These work really well. But you know what? If this has a great school, hey, one of the top schools in California is this school, right in the neighborhood, right? If you got a top school, put the name of it right there, right? If you got, I don't know, a barn, or you've got a wine cellar, or you got a custom kitchen, you could put that right in the ad and people will be more likely to click on that stuff, right? We don't need that custom audience for running ads for buyers. Okay. You only need that custom audience when you're targeting homeowners. All right, let's go see up here. I'm a little lost on the landing pages. Are their own separate ad or are they part of an ad? No, they are. So you go here to create the landing pages. Okay. There's a landing page section. I think you get 3 or 4 landing pages right when you sign up there, hopefully. Yeah. So go into landing page section now. You go here. And so when you create a landing page, it's basically like a 1-page website, right? Maybe 2 or 3 pages. Here's my landing page for Roseville for what is your home worth, right? It's not like your website, which has 50 pages where people can get lost on. It's got one thing. You want your home value? Give me your address and then give me your email, right? So that's why a landing page is so powerful. There is no way to lose them, right? There's no way. And so that's why, so you can create a landing page. You can also click on edit and tools and you'll find that you can, and I hate this, I'm going to get this moved because you should really, when we click on advanced options, you'll find that there are print tools, there are e-flyers. So if you got a big database, you can blast out that landing page and get it in front of people through your own CRM. Through print, you could print up some flyers and door knock if you want. You can auto post it to your social media accounts right here. Just say, hey, I created that page. I want it to go out. Or you can run an ad. You can run an ad on Facebook and on Google to get people there to that landing page. Does that make sense? Any more questions, people? Got 2 more minutes. I want to remind you, first of all, thank you for the questions. Secondly, this call is being recorded and it will be on our YouTube channel. Don't forget about the carousel ads that we talked about at the beginning. And if you invest in video, upload this. Can you put a landing page in Facebook Marketplace? You might be able to. I don't know the answer. We actually don't have software embedded for marketplace ads, but you might be able to just go do it yourself. Just take the landing page, create any landing page that you want, and go take it over there and put it there. And you might also be able to do that on Nextdoor, right? And you can also, there are other platforms. There are platforms like Bing and Yahoo that they have their own ad. We don't have their software, but you can get these things in front of a lot of people, right? Everybody, thanks so much for all your questions. I hope this helps you. Facebook is great. Don't let anybody tell you like it doesn't work. It definitely got clients where we're, let me point something out to you. Let's see here. This is our YouTube channel. And let's see here. Let's see, where is that? This lady came in. Oh, I don't know where it is. I can't find it anymore. She ran and this is last month. This is a year ago in March. She ran an ad for $35, just like I've been showing you. And she has 3 people, this lady right here, 3 people calling her from that ad to sell, to buy their home, right? She also has a person who wants to sell their home. So from one $35 ad on Facebook, she's got 3 active buyers and 1 listing lead. Okay. So thanks again, everybody. Can you show how to do the carousel ad? Yeah. When you do a carousel ad, you want to go to Facebook and you want to probably do this with listings and whatever property you're doing, meaning you don't want to do this with a PDF guide, or you don't want to do it with a landing page. Let's just do this one. I got an open house here and I'm going to click. Normally I've been running through the ad page, but you can do it right here as well. And it pre-writes the ad and you click on change image and video and you can upload the video over there on the top left, and you can choose this to create a carousel ad. You just click insert and it shows, you see how this looks now? Like from this ad, you can click through and look at a few photos. This is going to make your ads a lot better. Okay. I think you should get better results. Okay. Everybody, thanks again. Lean on Facebook, lean on Google. If you're a seasoned realtor and you need more listings, definitely think about Google. You have to have that as part of your strategy. Take care, everyone. Don't forget to use the support team. They're awesome. They will help you out. And this call will be up in our group pretty quickly. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Take care.